Everybody, this is Mac and Irwin once again, taking a walk in beautiful downtown Valley Stream. It's about 5 in the morning, give or take a few minutes, and as you can see as we're walking, the ground is still wet. We had rain last night, yesterday during the day, early during the day. Today is Monday. We had rain, and it's supposed to be a nice day today. High about 80, I think. You know, it's June 6th, I believe. It's interesting. Some parts of the country have been getting a lot of rain and floods, and the problems that causes. It's many problems. Some very negative things, and yet other parts of the countries are experiencing drought. Levels of some reservoirs are dropping, water supplies, dams, that provide water for large populations of people, and yet over here in the Northeast, we're doing pretty good with rain. Some parts of the country, it's quite an excess. I remember years back when the reservoirs here in New York were dropping and they had to start water rationing. But at this moment we don't have that. We're doing okay as far as that's concerned. And here in Long Island, like we discussed earlier, we get our water from underground reservoirs, and I wonder about that. How long can you take water out of reservoirs? Because I think they are going deeper. There's a couple of reservoirs. One sits below the other, or something like that. I forget exactly. I read about it quite a while ago. And when you start using the water, it has to be depleted. I mean, you're using it at a rate faster than it's being replenished, so it has to be somewhat depleted, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not a hydrologist. I'm not an engineer. I don't know. But I wonder, as the water gets depleted and the level goes down underground, I'm talking about the underground aquifer, do you lose buoyancy, which would hold up the earth, or is it that low below ground that the chasm would that's course would have no effect on the earth which is above? In other words, you think the earth above would start to sag a little bit and would have the buoyancy of the water to hold it up. That's just a question that maybe somebody could answer. All you folks out there in video land, somebody must have the answer to that and write it and explain. Or you know what? What if I look it up in Wikipedia and we discuss that in the future, walkie-walkie with me and Mac. Anyway, so that's it. And of course, New York City gets its water, as we mentioned, from upstate, and we have reservoirs upstate. And as it makes its way into the city, there are right now 2 water tunnels. A third is just about being completed, and I think it's even scheduled to go online. The problem is that the thing is actually not a problem, that the 2 older ones need repair, but there's a fear, of course, if you shut it down to repair it, and you close, one of those giant valves that enables a repair on the water tunnel, that it will not be able to be turned on anytime soon until repairs are made. So hence the 3rd water tunnel, because I do understand that in at least one of the water tunnels in a nearby town for several years has been inundated because there is a leak, and people are having problems with water rising from their basements and their yards, and it becomes not only a waste of water, people's properties are being compromised because of the water rising from the ground, seeping upwards, seeping out. So this is something that perhaps as soon as the third water tower comes online, they can address those issues, and the people with those flood problems that will be, corrected. Anyways, it's about 5 minutes, this video. So we're going to end this video in a minute. Me and Mackie heading back. I'll have a cup of coffee. Mackie will have his breakfast. And we'll be talking to you very soon, everybody. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Oh, Captain Video signing out.